Here is my spoiler-free review of Zootopia 2. I did not see this coming. Zootopia 2 made $1 billion in just over 2 weeks, making all the money that Fantastic Four made in its entire theatrical run. I'm scared it may even beat Neja 2 and Inside Out 2. You see the pattern here? It's all part 2s causing this havoc. I know animation is the future, but being proven so right, so fast, mind-blowing. If you like videos like this, make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss a thing. We shall review, without spoilers, what made this movie a success both financially and artistically. Artistically, the overarching story was so interesting that its elements didn't feel forced. It takes us on a journey with Bunny Cop, Judy Hopps, and the sly fox Nick Wilde as they try to make their police partnership work, yet still having trouble with authority. A case to uncover, an old secret to the origins of Zootropolis takes them on a wild goose chase. This stress tests their relationship, their reputation, even their lives. Here are 3 interesting elements they deployed. Pop culture and humor. It leaned heavily into this, showing a relatable world in which the animals live. From the daily use of social media to the rise of therapy due to mental health, and in a subtle way, online conspiracy theorists. The therapy part was handled really well because they took some jabs at it, they made jokes about it, and yet in the end, they showed its effectiveness. It was incredibly funny. I laughed out loud several times in the cinema, and almost everybody else was in it with me as well. There was a healthy dose of jokes for both the adults and the kids alike, from practical jokes where the animals did funny things almost every few minutes to 1 or 2 dad jokes here and there, which were good for those who crack them, those who laugh at them, those who roll their eyes at the joke crackers. It was also really good at subverting expectations. Each time you thought they were doing something, they would immediately shift, ensuring that both the humor and tension landed. The tension. The villain design was better. Just like in the past, it was a secret reveal but with some foreshadowing, and this time they were a lot more intimidating. And since we have a snake in this story, it makes sense that there were a couple of interesting twists. The tension never ends from beginning to the end, from high-speed car chases to jump scares, you name it. The big secret reveal at the end was satisfying. The injustice looked more towards the individuals in the story. We could get angry with them without generalizing them or stereotyping them to others in the outside world, because this injustice is a universal human trait. The central theme since Zootopia in 2016 was do not judge a book by its cover or an animal by its looks. Just when you think you learned that, they show you an animal that you have a subtle bias about and then shock you with the opposite of what you expected from them. The visuals, the sound, and the script. The diverse and expansive landscapes that were used with varying weather conditions hit different. I personally liked the mountain scene. It had a worldwide travel feel in a small area, not just the places but the people in them. The accents of the different animals were also appealing.
On the ground, to find you a reptile, I am your gal.
You could really feel like Zootropolis was a melting pot of cultures. Maybe, just maybe because I watched it in Dolby Atmos, the sound design for the tension scenes was wild. We could be there in a tension scene and we'd be screaming at the screen, no! Enough exciting characters appeared from the first part with super memorable cameos. The wordplay was on point in both the big conversations and the small ones. No dialogue was wasted, nothing shallow.
We have to solve the case.
It's not worth dying for.
There was real passion, art, and time dedicated to writing this story. It felt like a combination of seeing Madagascar and The Bad Guys. Not gonna lie, I still think Wolf is a more charismatic character than Nick Wilde the Fox, just slightly, because I can't deny that it was a great balancing act between the protagonists. Usually, Wolf carries the entire show. More characters than I expected had full story arcs. For even side characters whom you would think were useless, we saw a full story and felt something towards them, even if we forgot their names. Watch out for Horse Mayor Brian Wind Dancer.
1, 2. I got up to 2.
Financially, love or hate Disney, when they deliver, they smash it at the box office, hitting superlatives, even after a couple of disappointments in the past. Think of Moana 2 and Inside Out 2, which previously held the record for the highest grossing animated film before it was overtaken by Neja. It is still the highest grossing from America. And forget those live action remakes that are pure nostalgia bait, the likes of The Lion King and Lilo and Stitch. But how did this movie, how did this story make all this money? There are 2 Two reasons. One, family appeal. I went on the most expensive day to the cinema, but I could see kids, loads and loads of kids, accompanied by their parents, all coming for this movie alongside 20 and 30-year-olds, covering every demographic, and each of them was paying that high ticket fee. I mean, I saw quadruplets rolling into the cinema and they were all excited about it. Kids who sat next to me were all locked in to the chemistry between Judy and Nick. And yet it was non-explicit, perfect for kids, yet enough to also keep adults guessing. I never understood the financial pull of family movies selling more tickets until I saw it with my own eyes. I am more used to Marvel and DC movies, which are driven by young fan clubs. And number two, the release date. The Thanksgiving release date was genius because there were a few big movies that were competing with it like it was in the summer. The advertising though didn't seem intense as usual, but come on, it's Disney, they market their things well. But I think the family experience was so good that they shared it with others, increasing the hype. Plus, the first movie killed it as well with over 1 billion worldwide, making sure that even after 9 years, it was still a strong enough IP to drag us back into the cinemas in just its first week. All eyes are on Zootopia 3. Will Disney keep making stories that are compelling, fresh, and entertaining, or will they slack again? They have it in them to do both, but with competition intensifying after Netflix recently bought Warner Bros., Sony pushing out bangers like K-pop Demon Hunters and Beyond the Spider-Verse next year, Angel Studios also breaking the mold with faith-based animated movies like The King of Kings and David, which is coming out this Christmas. Not forgetting that DreamWorks is still in the mix and anime is taking over the world. I think animation is gonna blow up in a good way, and we the fans will have the time of our lives. If you like this video, I'm sure you'll like our review of K-pop Demon Hunters over here and Demon Slayer The Infinity Castle right here. And for more content like this, like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you don't miss a thing. Otherwise, from Kampala to Zootropolis, see you in the next one.